Well, thank you to our viewers who are tuning into another CSE listed issuer update. I'm Anil Mall representing the CSE, and today I am speaking with Warwick Smith. Warwick is the CEO of American Pacific Mining Corp. It's on the CSE under the symbol USGD. Warwick, thank you so much for taking the time today. I hope you're well.
I'm well, yeah. Thanks very much for having me. Much appreciated.
It's been a busy start to the year, lots of mining conferences, and here we are. Before we begin, Warwick, can I ask you to please, for viewers that might not be familiar with your company, just give us a brief introduction into American Pacific.
Yeah, happy to do so, and I appreciate the opportunity to be here. So American Pacific focuses on high-grade assets in the Western U.S. that can be the desire of majors. About a $45 million market cap. We saw over $27 million in exploration and development last year. So significant amount of drilling for a company our size. Partnered with world-class partners in Dowa Metals. They own the largest smelter out of Japan. We're partnered with them on a 14 million ton VMS up in Alaska. And then partnered down in Nevada with Centerra as well. Looking forward to their inaugural drill program coming up. We have a few of our own 100% owned assets as well. Try to build those up and then bring in world-class partners to drive them forward.
And so Warwick, speaking of 100% owned world-class projects, before we get into talking about your recent news, what do you define as a world-class project?
Great question. I mean, look, I think you look for tier one assets that can be the desire of majors. This is one of the points of emphasis for us is, if you're a small family office or a smaller fund or a retail investor and you're looking at junior mining projects, if you look for ones that already have a major involved, in many ways, they've done a lot of the due diligence for you, particularly on the project side. I can tell you, having worked with Dowa, having worked with Rio Tinto and Centerra and Oceana, these are companies that come in and do an awful lot of due diligence before they spend a dollar. They want to think that they can find it, and then if they do find it, that they'll be able to put it into production. So we like those. We like having those types of partners driving our assets forward.
And on the more recent note, your I guess it's the partner that you did have, Rio Tinto, on your Madison project. That project is now 100% owned by American Pacific. Let's talk a little bit about that release. How did that come about? What does that mean for the company?
Yeah, listen, this is an asset that, really probably the asset that we were best known for quite some time. We love the Madison Project. Getting 100% of it back is a nice step forward for us. Had a great partnership with Rio. They were fantastic to work with, but now we've got 100% of it. We can really drive it forward at our own pace. We're looking to start drilling that in Q1 of this year.
So what are some of the benefits that you would see? Because this is a project that you and your team were looking at for quite a while. You brought on a partner like Rio Tinto. Now, having it owned 100% by the company, obviously you have more control over what goes on. Are there any other benefits that you are looking forward to?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, most importantly, you can control time frame, right? You can go after, prioritize the targets that you want to see and drive them forward. That's certainly a big plus for us. So we're excited to do that. As I say, we'll be drilling it in Q1. The also fairly obvious answer is, with success, you own 100% of it. So that's a nice position to be in as well. This is a wildly high-grade asset. Previous production between 2008 and 2012, 2.7 million pounds of copper, between 20 and 35% copper, and then 16-gram gold for another 7,500 ounces of gold there. We love the asset. We're super excited to drill it. It's had some very, very high-grade drill hits before, 25 meters of 30 grams gold, 61 meters of almost 7% copper. So these are the type of things that we'll be chasing up on.
Yeah. So, since inception, the company has had quite a lot of accolades. I think 2022 was some of your first awards. Can you maybe recap some of those and walk us through them?
Listen, we were nominated for Deal of the Year based on the Madison transaction. We lost out to Cleveland Cliffs, but they'd done two $1 billion transactions that year. So we were in good company. Certainly lucky enough to be nominated for CEO of the Year in 2022 as well. So yeah, very, very nice to get those accolades and nice for shareholders to see as well. In 2021, the Wall Street Journal Mining Index ranked us one of the best performing gold stock globally. So, we've had some good accolades along the way. The CSE has been a huge help in that. It's certainly the right exchange for us. We've been transactional by nature, having picked up all three of the major assets via M&A. And working on the CSE and working within that structure has allowed us to do that. So happy to be listed here.
You know what? We appreciate the plug. On that note, I won't take too much time on that front, but it's nice to be able to nice to be able to support our companies. We always say your success as a listed company is our success as an exchange. So thank you for that. Now, for viewers that might not have followed the company and the journey, obviously 2024, we spoke about your most recent news, but can you maybe walk us through 2023 and what that year looked like for the company and some of your milestones?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, 2023 was a big year. Right at the end of 2022, December of 2022, American Pacific took over a company by the name of Constantine Mining and Metals. Our major shareholder is Mike Gentile. Mike was a major shareholder of Constantine as well and had showed it to us. We were able to transact and take them over. That gave us the Palmer Project up in Alaska. It's a 14 million ton VMS, partnered with Dowa Mining and Metals out of Japan. Dowa spent a little over $20 million US on the project in the summer of 2023, just going through budgeting for what will be another program this year as well up in Alaska. So big budgets, great asset, high grade. We came in this year, the project had 200 drill holes into it previously. This was our first year drilling it. And we drilled the 4 best copper drill holes ever on the project, including 43 meters of 11% copper equivalent, 26 meters of just under 9% copper equivalent, on and on. So really, really high grade material. Very, very pleased with the drilling that we did there. We've got an excellent team up there led by Peter Mercer, who's doing a fantastic job for us, and an asset that we're very pleased with.
I've come across this statement. It seems like, you when you started off, it was a smaller company, and you've really built a lot of momentum behind it. It's the David that impresses Goliath. I was speaking with one of your colleagues, and that saying sort of came up, and it stuck with me that, or we can call it the little engine that could.
It's a lot like that. Yeah. I mean, I think when we started the company, it was, a sub $10 million market cap. At its heights, it was 140 million. More challenging markets today. So sitting between that 40 and 60 million for most of the year. But we've grown significantly, done that with the help of really good shareholders, which we're always thankful for. But yes, we've worked well with the mid-tier majors, and worked this model of finding these good advanced assets that we're able to bring world-class partners into. It's been a good model for us, and one that we'll look to continue in 2024.
And in continuing that momentum, I want to pick your brain a little bit on what your shareholder sentiment is like.
Look, I think it's been pretty good. I mean, it's a challenging market out there. Let's address that head on. It's tough for junior mining companies. Look, the last time we raised money, we raised $10 million at a dollar at the end of 2021. We still have about $2.5 million of that money left. So we don't have to raise a lot of capital, but in the same hand, we're getting access to a lot of data points, mostly drilling. I don't think you can point to many $45 million market cap companies that saw over 20 million US in drilling and development last year. There aren't many of us, if any more. So that part investors like a lot. You're in this to see these assets advance, and to see high grade drill holes ideally. And we've been able to provide both of those in what is a challenging market without having to spend our own capital.
You know what? And that's the best part in it. Now, for our viewers that might not be familiar with your journey, can you maybe talk to us a little bit about your background, how you got into the space?
Yeah, happy to. I got involved in the business in 1999. Worked for a couple different companies doing investor relations, including Fortuna Silver, which saw great success. I think it was about a $10 million market cap when I got there. It's well over $1 billion now. Northland Resources was fairly similar, a quick rise there. Then listed a company called Western Pacific. And then in March of 2018, we took American Pacific public and have run it on the CSE ever since.
Perfect. And the success of any team also, relies deeply in the team that they surround themselves with. Any key team members you want to shout out?
I feel like I have to shout them all out now. Otherwise, somebody's going to give me a hard time. No, I mean, first and foremost, I'll start with Eric Saderholm, who's been my business partner since 2008. In the depths of the financial crisis is the time that we met. He was the former head of exploration in the Western U.S. for Newmont. He's really our strategic advantage in the Western U.S. It's why we focus there. He's seen a lot of the projects, and just an excellent business partner to work with. Jonas Lang has been on the board for some time, but recently just stepped up and is now president. He also runs a company called Cantor Resources that just got going on the CSE as well. He's been an excellent partner also. But yeah, I'm very lucky to we have a really strong board. Again, it's guys that I really like and respect, but no one's afraid to challenge each other. So yeah, I'm very pleased with the team that we have.
Great. So now, obviously, we've talked about the current news. We dialed it back into 2023. I want you to recap any milestones. Obviously, the drill program, but are there any other milestones our viewers can look out for from you and your team in the coming months?
Yeah, there's going to be an awful lot. We'll announce the budget at Palmer, which is the partnership up in Alaska. We'll announce starting of drilling down in Montana, and then we look forward to announcing drilling down in Nevada as well with the partnership with Centerra. A couple of other wholly owned assets we're having conversations on. So look for potential more partnerships coming on those. And then future M&A. I mean, we believe in M&A in the space. With it being tough out there, there's a lot of these sub $10 million market cap companies that have excellent assets that either have a partner or we can naturally see who the partner can be. We've grown via M&A, and that's something that we'll certainly look to do. Look, last year we did roughly 27 million in exploration and development. That number is pretty close to what Hecla did in 2023. Sorry, in 2022 is the most recent number. What Hecla did and what Corp did. I mean, that's a $3.5 billion and $1 billion company, respectively. We're sitting here with a $40 million market cap. We did roughly the same in exploration, except all of ours was partner funded.
You know what? It's definitely something to look out for. I'll be following your journey. We at the CSE encourage our viewers to do their due diligence. Of course, we encourage them to get to your website, read up on your press release, sign up for your press release newsletters, and encourage them to reach out to you and your team should they have questions. Where can we direct our viewers?
AmericanPacific.ca is the website. That's probably the best spot. We travel to a lot of the conferences. We're always happy to meet with shareholders as well. So look forward to interacting with people.
Yes, and we wish you nothing but success, like I mentioned earlier, as you move forward this path. To everybody watching and listening, you've been hearing from Mr. Warwick Smith. He is the CEO of American Pacific Mining Corp. The ticker is USGD, which is on the CSE, of course. Warwick, I look forward to seeing you at PDAC and, of course, hosting you back again on this clip. Let's say midsummer or towards the end of summer when you've got some drill results that we can talk about and update the audience.
That's great, Anil. Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you.